First, with the Breland stoppage, what did you think, and would you have done the same thing?
Yeah, I would have. Yes, I would have done the same thing. I think Breland saved the guy. Saved the guy physically from getting really hurt because he was gone just before the last punch. Fury was a little sloppy, but then just before the last punch, he wasn't. He made a real professional boxing move. He stepped back, and I'm sure Rob would probably add this clip on there because Rob likes to make me look good when he can. That's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a full-time job. You got to have like a PhD in it. He's got a PhD. He went to like some special place to do that. And he made a boxing move. He stepped back, and then he stepped back in. Bang. Oh, he was gone. And now he was really going to be in. He was out there just fair game. I mean, he was just laying out there. He was like laundry on a line.
Yep.
I mean, that was it. You know, the wind came along, the laundry was going to go wherever it goes. There was nothing to protect him. So I'm not overstating by saying Breland saved him, saved his life maybe. And that's Breland's job, to know when to do that and to be prepared to do that. And he saved him in the way that we touched on. That if a guy's, I'm not saying Wilder was or wasn't, I think he got broken down in that fight. But if a guy is behaving like a fighter, like a warrior, even those guys sometimes get to the place where they get broken down. Why let the world see it?
Mm-hmm.
Those are words from Teddy Atlas. Of course, we know Teddy Atlas has a renowned trainer. His relationship with Customato, Tyson, Bradley, Junior Jones, many others, you know, and Povetkin. And Teddy Atlas broke it down, and he just told the truth that Mark Breland saved Wilder in that fight. He saved him from getting beat up bad. He saved him from being knocked out. He saved him from, possibly dying, as we heard. Now, this is very important because a lot of people that are Wilder fans, I want to ask you guys a question. Are you guys real true Wilder fans, or are you guys just racist people that just don't like what you saw because of what you don't like? Okay? Because if you're a true Wilder fan, you could see that Wilder was in no type of shape to go on. And a lot of people with the excuses that, hey, the costume, drugged, tampered of the gloves, all these type of things, okay? If you believe any of that, again, why would you want him to continue? Better yet, why would you want him to fight that guy again? But before I get into that, because I don't want to get off topic, a lot of people talk about the excuses. They mention the excuses left and right. They bring it up. He was set up to lose. He was set up to lose this fight. He wasn't meant. He couldn't win. And everybody talks about these type of excuses. Why don't we start talking about the actual reasons? Okay. Teddy Atlas, touched on it. He did take a step back to be more elusive because Wilder is a type of fighter. He has very poor defense. That's one of the reasons why he lost. But he braces himself by doing the last form of defense. The last form of defense, people, is blocking. Okay? First is moving the hell out of the way from the punch. Lateral movements. Second is head movement. Third is weaving. Right? Fourth is, parrying. Okay? But then there's blocking. Blocking is at the very end. Because the last thing you want to do is take any type of shot, any type of impact from any punch that anybody throws. Okay? The easiest thing you can do is get the hell out of the way. Wilder was in the corner, so Wilder couldn't do that at all anyway. But before he was in the corner, he blocked with his forearms. Okay? So Tyson Fury took a step back because he made Wilder drop his hands. Then he came right back in. Okay? And he came right back in with a jab, then another right hand, and that right hand took him out. There was nothing Wilder had left. Wilder did throw a left right before the towel was thrown in, but that wouldn't have mattered because that left hand didn't have anything on it. Okay? I don't think he's honestly practiced the left hand to put any faith behind, any power behind it. So that wouldn't have worked. And we just saw him getting beat up. We seen it in his eyes. A lot of people, according to him, oh, I'm willing to die. Okay, you can be a moron. You can want a body in the ring. You can proclaim you are ready to die in the ring. But someone that has common sense will not let you do that. And Mark Breland had that. Okay. And another thing I want to talk about. Okay. How did Wilder get in that corner in the first place? The fight ended in the corner. And at first, like a lot of people thought that Kenny Bayless saved him, or stopped it. But it was his corner, which made it worse because his corner was convinced, like, look, this can't happen. And Mark Breland did that over the head trainer's advice or instruction. You know what I mean? And then really you have to question JD's, because why would JD's want to see his fighter, someone that he's known a very long time, get beat up like that with nothing that fighter is giving back to that other fighter? Deontay wasn't even giving him anything to be cautious over. Okay? So I'll question that. But anyway, back to Mark Breland. Okay? Mark Breland saved this man because he's seen him getting beat. But again, how did he get there? Okay? He got there from doing what? Getting punched. These punches landed on his ears. A lot of these punches landed on top of his temples. We're not talking about those reasons. How was this man able to go down by getting hit to the head, then going down by a punch to the body? We're forgetting all this. This guy was taking punishment that he normally didn't take. Okay? And after the right hand, he had nothing left. He had no other offense. He couldn't keep Fury off of him. It was like Fury did no longer fear the punches. And this is one thing another thing I want to add to this. People talk about Tyson Fury and this Glovegate thing. But anybody ever wondered, well, what the hell was wrong with Deontay Wilder's gloves? Because Deontay Wilder shots could not land the way they normally do. I mean, they landed. You could see them land, and they were quick. They were sharp in the first round. They were in the second round. They were, because he caught Tyson Fury with that right hand both rounds, people. And what happened? Nothing. That was the day that the music died. Honestly, his punches were not landing like they supposed to. And if that didn't work and that's all Deontay Wilder had, and your fighter, him more than anybody else, and I feel that Mark Breland knew Deontay Wilder a whole lot more than JD's did. He cared to know who he was. He observed this guy. He knew this guy don't listen to me. He doesn't pay attention. He said that in numerous interviews. I don't know if, because it was a rumor that he left in the first fight, and he probably got disgusted, discouraged because Deontay wasn't listening. Sure, but I don't know that to be true, so I'm not going to say that. But I have heard Mark Breland say, Deontay Wilder does not listen to me. So if Deontay Wilder doesn't listen, definitely Mark Breland is a guy that knows his fighter. And if he knows he wasn't listening in the first fight, what makes you think he's going to listen in the second fight? Why do you think he stopped it? He stopped it because he knew Deontay Wilder won't listen. Now Deontay Wilder's getting his ass beat. That's a new one to me. And I don't like what I see. And Deontay ain't got nothing for this guy. This guy is hurting my fighter. I getting paid to make sure this guy stays alive. That's what I'm going to do. So help me God. And that's what he did. Okay. And Teddy Atlas reached on it because he said, hey, I would have done the same thing. Back to Kenny Bayless, as promised. Kenny Bayless would have stopped that fight too. I believe Kenny Bayless. Why? Because he did that in the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. You remember when Floyd was just tagging that right hand to Conor's face? You remember that? He was just tagging him with that right, walking this guy down because he knew he didn't have any gas left. All that damn switch hitting he was doing, running himself out of gas. He didn't have nothing in the tank. Floyd started catching him with that right hand. What did Kenny Bayless do? He jumped in there like Superman, like he's overzealous, like he is. He's that type of ref, yes. But he stopped it before Conor McGregor was truly beat the hell up. You know what I mean? And he admitted it. He was going to do the same thing anyway. So Deontay Wilder was double doomed. It just made it more convincing that his team did it. So before we start talking about snakes in the grass and all this spiking and all this shit here, let's talk about the punches that actually hit Deontay Wilder. Let's talk about those punches. And why? Poor defense. He didn't have the defense to defend. Again, you don't defend with your arms. We covered that already. So, cover your body. You're not invincible. And it might help him on the third fight in. But I wanted to bring this to the forefront because a lot of people are still questioning and making excuses for Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder, was actually saved. He was spared that night. He lived to fight another day. Okay? So we'll see him in the third fight. You guys tell me what you think about Teddy Atlas's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.